Oh, hi there. My name is Njoki Imelda. I love to have conversations that matter to us and to society. Join me as we have those that uplift, inspire, and motivate. And here is the proverbial. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Join in by subscribing, liking, and commenting. I'd love to hear your feedback as we grow and create a community. Today, and on my premiere show, I'm humbled. I have been joined by a lady I personally admire. She's tenacious, very outgoing, charming, and very passionate about leadership. She is not new to the political arena either. Welcome to my show.
Thank you, Imelda.
Okay, jitambulishe. Tell us your name and your background kidogo.
My name is Sophia Katampoi. Nasieku is my middle name. My close friends and family call me Tiro, but that's my pet name. I'm the firstborn of 7 children, born to the family of a reverend. And what else? I'm an environmentalist. Yes.
You like to identify yourself as an environmentalist?
Yes.
That
is what I am by calling and by passion. My background studies is in psychology.
Where did you go to school? Tuanze huko shule ya chekechea.
So for primary school, I went to PCA in Choromunyi, but I started in Kenvic school, and also at some point I went to Greenia Junior School.
You're not too old, that is what you're trying to tell us.
Well, 33 is not too old, I think. And in secondary, I went to Limuru Girls School. They call themselves Chalks. And I ended up in Daystar pursuing psychology and peace and conflict transformation. So at one point when I was taking some units from my peace studies, I took up environmental peace building and disaster management. And I realized that you cannot separate the link between environment and peace studies. So I ended up loving environment.
Well equipped. So someone would ask, why do you have so much passion about environment and now leadership? What is the correlation?
You know, I've actually realized that one of the biggest problems facing environment is waste management, and that is what I'm really passionate about. I also would like to pursue maybe later at some point in my life natural resource management, because that's the reason why many people get into conflict with each other because of natural resources. But back to the point on environment and politics, I believe we need leaders who are sensitive about environment conservation, because many of the issues troubling our environment can be solved by passing some laws, but not just by passing some laws, but implementing these laws. And to be able to implement some of these very nice environmental policies in Kenya, we need quality leadership. So I decided to pursue politics, because we realize sometimes in environment, I mean, like say waste management at the household level, many people mix their waste at the household level, and it's not good for the environment. And so where does politics come in? Once you go to the national or county assemblies, these people can pass simple laws that require every home to separate their waste from the source. This will enhance the chances of recycling this waste by up to 70%, and therefore it will create dignity and more jobs for young people who would like to venture into waste management. So there's a lot of resources in waste management, but because of the way it has been painted as what wanaitwa hata chokora, we have really demeaned people who want to go into waste management. So I like to believe that I am the type of quality leadership who will not just pass laws for the environment, but will also help to implement these laws, because we also need passionate leaders to be able to pull off such things.
All right, so that is you and environmental leadership, but you also have a background in leadership. Would you like to shed some light on that as well?
Okay, so in 2017, I vied for MCA Oloolua Ward. and I came in third. I got about 700 votes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It was a very tough journey, and I'm happy I made it to this point. And in some way, I would say I'm happy I didn't make it. I know that is really weird, but
yes, that is really weird.
so I'm happy because it has given me a chance to showcase my leadership at the community level. Back then, they really didn't know me, except the fact that they just knew I was very passionate about environment. And after I vied and I lost, some people spotted me on the campaign trail. I thank God for our current member of parliament, Mr. Joseph Manje. So I ended up going for an interview, and I joined the CDF committee. Wow. So it's called the National Government Constituency Development Fund Committee, and it covers 5 wards within the Kajiado North. And I'm happy because I've gotten a chance to learn so much about project management. I've gotten a chance to interact with people in issues around bursary and such things. So I would say right now I am well equipped to be the next MCA for Oloolua Ward.
So that was what I wanted to tell you, that you want to tell the people that you're vying for MCA, Kajiado County, and you're looking forward to be there?
I'm looking forward actually to be the first elected woman MCA in Kajiado County. You wouldn't believe that Kajiado County being such a rich and successful county, so far we haven't elected a single woman to the county assembly, and I think it's about time that people consider taking up more women into leadership spaces, because we would really like to see the voice of a woman in every decision that is made. So I'm looking forward to be the first elected MCA. Yeah.
Okay, as so far you have put is that you want to be MCA because of your environmental conservation passion. Do you understand your role well as the member of the county assembly when the devolved functions of government and how you're going to implement each?
So I know one of the main and the key issues that an MCA should be able to participate in is legislation. So I believe I am equipped because, first of all, I know it might sound cliche, but I am educated, and I believe my education should not go to waste, since I'm very passionate about working with people, about dealing with the community, and apart from just helping people, I believe we need leaders who will empower people to help themselves, because in this country we tend to have this mentality that our leaders should come and save us, that maybe this is the Messiah that we are looking for, but all we need is a leader who will give us more access to opportunities that can help us to build ourselves. And I am that kind of person. I've been working with the youth. I don't know, maybe the next question you want to ask
Yes. What exactly, or what are the projects that you've put up that have engaged the youth directly? I know personally I have been with you in so many projects.
We started with tree growing back in 2015, but I realized it was not a sustainable venture, because a tree is like a baby. When you plant a tree, you need to nurture it for 3 to 5 years. So if people are busy planting trees just to take selfies but do not have a sustainability plan of watering and fencing, most of these projects do not come to fruition. So I formed a community-based organization in 2018 called Green Fund Initiative. So what we've been doing, we've been going to the public primary schools in Kajiado North to educate them more about why they need to manage their waste better and how they can plant and nurture a tree, because we believe you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. I've tried telling people not to throw their waste outside the matatu when it's moving, and I've actually been abused by a number of people by by these grown-ups, you know. But kids are actually, they are good ambassadors for the message of environment. So I've been busy running Green Fund Initiative. I thank God I managed to get into the position of female youth representative for Kajiado North at the CDF committee. We've been helping each other in the projects around Kajiado North, construction of classrooms. I've learned a lot about the public procurement process. And what else have I been doing? Let me see. I have formed a youth group in Oloolua Ward called Oloolua Ward Youth Forum. So far we have managed to access two two public fundings for some of the projects that we want to do. Some businesses we are doing with Oloolua Ward Youth Forum, one of them being beekeeping. So I am happy I am the pioneer. I can say it's not really easy working with the youth because many of us have different interests and different agendas, different passions. As you can hear, there are people who are passionate about environment and there are people who really don't care about environment. But I wonder how you can be so ignorant about environment, because even the trees we have, they give us the air we breathe. So for someone who would tell me they're not interested with the environment, to me it's like someone telling me they're not interested in breathing or being alive.
So Tiro, allow me to call you by your pet name, though that's not what is going to be at the ballot paper. Your role as the MCA, and what other things can an MCA do and what will you do?
Okay. The key role for MCAs, as we all know, is legislation. Yes. And I've actually heard from a number of people at the county assembly who say that there are some MCAs who are very good at legislation at the county assembly, but on the ground they have no touch with the people. And then there are some MCAs who on the ground have a really strong touch with the people, but at the county assembly they can barely communicate. For me, I believe it's true what people say, that leadership comes from God, and I constantly pray for wisdom to be able to involve the people of Oloolua Ward in public participation and matters that involve them at the county assembly.
What do you think you are? Are you the one who's good at legislation and not good with the people, or good with the people, and then when it comes to legislation you'll have challenges? What can you confidently say you are?
I'm the rare type of leader who is who is good at both, because I mean I spent so many years studying in college, and then I came to the community, and instantly, especially when I work with women, I find we click and we have so much in common with the women. And I really, from a very tender age, I've always prayed about, God help me to be a servant leader. In fact, I remember I used to pray that prayer, asking God to give me the heart of a servant ever since I was young, as class 2 and 3. Wow. And I can believe I didn't even know back then what it meant to have the heart of a servant. But when I went to Daystar, we learned a lot about servant leadership. Okay. And for me, I have realized that one of the biggest problems in this country is that many people are turning legislation into business. People are going there for the core business of chasing after big deals and big tenders. Okay. So I am one of those leaders who will involve the people of Oloolua Ward on issues that involve them at the county assembly. I may not be the one to bring all the solutions, but once you bring people together, you will be amazed that many people usually have an idea of the solutions to their problems. So people just want to be informed. And going back to the issue of the youth hub, I believe the youth of Oloolua need a place where they can access Wi-Fi, where they can access opportunities to online working opportunities, because as it is right now, we cannot all fit in offices, and there are very many youth who would love to work on the field and not just in the office. So that is one of the plans I have. Another one for me would be to bring the people together to have a strategic plan. You'll realize every year people do so many projects, especially on roads, and then at the end of the day, after a rainy season or two, you have spent millions on a road and it has been swept away.
What do you think is the problem? Is it legislation? Is it oversight? What exactly is it?
Both. We are spending a lot of money on these projects, but we are not doing enough to make sure that they are sustainable. So we need to work hand in hand with wazee wa mtaa and the youth who will be able to help contractors supervise these processes. And I know sometimes even it might be hard for an MCA to follow a contractor around, and some contractors may not be very straight people, but one of the things we can do as a community is sit together before a project, during a project, and after a project. So as you can see, being a leader involves consulting the people a lot. So I believe in consultative and participatory leadership. It's not easy because everyone has their own opinions, and sometimes where more than 3 people are working together, there can be a bit of confusion and a lot of conflict. But conflict can also be turned into something positive.
All right. You're the expert in peace and conflict resolution.
Yeah.
You're looking to enter into the Kajiado County Assembly. And our county is quite patriarchal. And there are things... Do you have a comment on that? The patriarchy?
On the issue of patriarchy...
And do you think we are doing better so far?
Well, since devolution in 2012, we haven't elected a single woman MCA into the county assembly, and I'm looking forward to be one of the first women, not just the
Elected, not
first
nominated.
woman elected. So just as it is in the whole country and in most parts of Africa, there are very few elected women into elective posts, but Rwanda has taken the lead with almost now about 35 to 40% of women in the county assemblies and in parliament, and I believe moving forward we will have more women. This is an issue that cannot be uprooted in one day, and I am just pleading to the men out there and even the women. Do you know there are women who believe that women should not lead in these spaces? So it's a plea to the women and the men of Kajiado County to elect more women, because where more women are elected, issues that are concerning both male and female are able to be addressed in the county and national assembly. So this is not just for the interest of the women, but it is for the interest of both genders.
Right. There is also something that I wanted to engage you on, and that is mentorship. You haven't been here by yourself. You've been open to mentorship programs and certain people being in your life. So what else are you going to do to pass on whatever you've had? Or are you looking forward to bring up another generation of women or even youth leaders?
Yes, I've actually had the privilege to be mentored by one of the first women who I saw vying in Kajiado County Senate, the only woman who vied for Kajiado County Senate. Her name is Caroline Chege. She's a firebrand out there. I've had the privilege of being mentored by my former boss. She's called she's Dr. Joy Mbabu, and she's trained us a lot on mediation and issues around peace. That is where my second job, where I started in 2014 after leaving NTSA in mid 2014. And I've had the privilege of being mentored a number of times and trained by the Media Focus on Africa, who believe in social change and have tried to bring more women on board to believe in their own leadership capabilities. And how I plan to pass it on, I had earlier told you that we started out in 2013-2014 with a group of youth where we had something called the Moran Hub. Some of the youth later formed another kind of hub, but issues around rent and the running of that center brought an issue because most of us did not have resources or finances to keep it going. But I believe if we have an MCA and an MP who can come together and help the youth to come up with their own center where they can access information, access opportunities to online opportunities and online jobs, that things can be much better.
I want to throw you to the deep end. And I want to hear your comment about the national politics right now, because quite sincerely, we are not doing very well as the youth in terms of the issues of party politics that come in and boil down to us, the issue of handouts, the issue of, even anarchy sometimes. What is your comment on that?
I look forward to a country where we are not controlled by party politics, and I look forward to a time when parties do not belong to individuals. Because when parties belong to certain individuals, we play by the rules of those individuals. But you can imagine a party that used to be as big as KANU, right now does not qualify for the political parties fund because we lost numbers in the county and national assemblies. So we are still now relying on our party chairman to dig into his pocket to finance our next campaigns. So for me, it pains me because why don't parties have a way to sustain themselves such that with time they have enough resources, enough projects running to finance their own political campaigns? So actually, party politics those are murky waters, and that is where the youth, our leadership, mara mingi inaishia kule.
You have spoken about KANU. You vied on a KANU ticket in 2017. Are you still going to go for the KANU ticket right now, or what is the position on that?
Actually, let me say like Anne Waigoro, I've listened to the ground. And the ground is saying, many people on ground are saying UDA, but I suspect the time for ODM to shine is coming or has come. So I pray to God that the wave does not clear me, and I don't want to comment so much on which party I'm going to be vying with right now, because I'm still listening to the ground.
So again, the issue of party politics, now that is where we see the difference between the individual and the party. So what would really be your message? What would you tell people that even if I am in an unknown party per se, and these are the leadership qualities I possess, and person B has been favored by the party and they don't possess those leadership qualities, what is your take on that?
Actually, that is the situation I am in right now. You look at some of the people who own some of these big parties in Oloolua Ward, people who are the flag bearers of certain big parties, and you know that their qualities are wanting. And I believe I can just say God will help us. Talk to the people. Uza sera zako. Go and
Tuchague chama ama individual.
I'm selling my policies, and I thank God right now. I suspect people have learned. Wanasema, we are not going to choose suit. We are not going to choose the same party from top to bottom, because they learned in 2013 and 2017 reconfirmed this lesson. So I believe people have begun to open their eyes, and they are not going to be carried away by party politics. But at the end of the day, this is Kenya. There's a very big war now that I see is about the haves and the haves not. So dynasties versus hustler, that could be a very strong wave that might carry some people away and make sure some people who possess good qualities may never see the county or national assembly. But I believe with time we will grow as a young democracy, and we'll be able to see more of what is inside these individuals than what is with these parties.
All right.
So I plead with the people of Oloolua, look at me as an individual, look at that person who's coming to you and as an individual, but don't concentrate too much on their party.
All right. So I'd like you to look at that camera straight into that lens and tell the people of Oloolua to vote for you.
The people of Oloolua, this is your chance. For many years you have cried about the quality of leadership, and you've always said that it is God who elects a leader. And I plead with you to go back and do a bit of prayers and ask God to open your eyes, because one of the reasons why I vied is because I believe I'm the quality of leader that people are looking for. Someone who's both good at policies and also good with people, and even good with the environment. So what more are you looking for? I am that person, and I am vying for MCA Oloolua Ward for a second time. This first time you guys gave me 700 votes. Thank you so much. And I ask you this time, give me 8,000 to 10,000 votes. We'll be home dry, and we'll be able to run our small ward without too many tears. But I believe a new dawn is coming for Oloolua Ward, and the new dawn is Sophia Nasieku Katampoi.
That is the name to look out for. Certainly, that is the name to look out for. Thank you for watching this far. If you've gotten to the end of the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it among your peers. And let's see who is going to be next on this bench. Well, not really this bench, but we shall see when and where. Thank you so much.